30 Disturbing Encounters, 7 Levels. We'll start with occurrences that have stood mildly strange, and gradually move on to the most unsettling experiences on the iceberg. Let's begin with the tip of the iceberg. On November 14th, 2022, a camping vlogger named Kevin began with a road trip, exploring the area and taking a walk through the forest. But as night fell and he made his way back to his van to settle in, he had no idea that something unexpected was lying in wait. Around 3 a.m., Kevin was jolted awake by violent shaking rocking his van.
You can hear now. I don't know if you can hear this.
A chilling force that immediately flooded him with fear. For a moment, he assumed it might be livestock, perhaps sheep or horses brushing up against the vehicle. But what truly unnerved him was the distinct feeling that someone, or something, was deliberately trying to open the door, tugging persistently at the handle. Unable to tell whether it was an animal or a person, Kevin was paralyzed with fear. He remained inside, too terrified to investigate, left to wonder what or who was out there in the darkness. Sometime back, a video was uploaded on YouTube in which a guy named Ion had upgraded his setup for videos and particularly his vehicle's lighting system. Little did he know his next stealth experience would be anything but ordinary. On a Saturday night, he decided against filming and opted to hunker down in his car at a familiar 24-hour McDonald's parking lot. He was settling in, about to fall asleep, when an unsettling sound broke the quiet.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on? What are you doing? Hey, bro.
An individual persistently stood at his car door. Shaken and adrenaline pumping, Ian immediately started his car to escape.
What's up? What are you doing, man? Ain't weird, bro. What the hell, man?
The experience left Ian deeply unsettled. This incident was a stark reminder that no matter how prepared one is, the presence of others can introduce elements of danger that are impossible to foresee or control. A channel uploaded an unfiltered glimpse into an unfolding crisis, where an abrupt gasp of disbelief cuts through the air, followed by a breathless plea checking on an unseen individual, proving that something had gone terribly wrong.
What's the coffin? Whoa! Holy cow!
A person was cycling when an antelope immediately showed up and attacked the cyclist, but a desperate question about the other person's condition was repeated. Although the audio is short and offers no visual context, the immediate and terrified reactions paint a vivid picture of a sudden, shocking event. What exactly happened remains unknown from this clip alone, but the genuine fear and concern conveyed are powerful and unsettling. Has a terrible accident just unfolded? The frantic questions suggest a perilous situation for someone involved. On December 10th, 2021, a YouTube known for exploring eerie and paranormal outdoor locations across all 4 seasons, even camping overnight in some of the most unsettling places, released one of its most disturbing and spine-chilling videos yet, titled Walking at Night in a Supposedly Haunted Forest. In this unsettling episode, the host ventures deep into the heart of a forest long rumored to be haunted, capturing every shadow, whisper, and unexplained sound as the darkness closes in around him. In the dead of winter, The host is seen walking alone at night along the Cac de Fay trails, a place steeped in eerie folklore. At first, everything seemed normal, almost peaceful under the cold, quiet sky, but that illusion quickly shattered. With only a flashlight to guide his way, he began to hear chilling, unexplainable noises, sounds that were deeply disturbing and far beyond anything he had imagined. What began as a calm nighttime walk rapidly spiraled into a waking nightmare. He searched the forest, trying to locate the source of the haunting voices, but found nothing. No figure, no footsteps, no signs of life. Eventually he left the forest unharmed, but the experience left him shaken and filled with unanswered questions. Who or what was making those sounds? And were they ever truly alone in those woods? A group of friends set off on a road trip, but their excitement faded as they noticed a white car following them for miles. No matter where they turned, it stayed close, turning their fun escape into something far more unsettling.
Okay, let me see.
Oh my god!
Turn? Wait, is he turning? Wait.
No, stop.
Oh my god, he
That
turned!
guy has a mask on.
Are you
It
sure?
looks like it. He has a really like pale face.
He has a pale face.
For real?
Turn around.
I don't think the camera can zoom in.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, he does have a mask!
Stop.
Dude, he just waved at me!
Oh my,
Oh my
god.
god! Oh my
Next
god!
to us, William!
Stop playing.
William, he's right next to us.
Oh! What do you want? What do you
The
want?
white car seemed to follow their every move, precisely mimicking each turn they made, confirming their worst fears. The situation took a darker turn when they noticed the driver was wearing a terrifying mask. At one point, the car even pulled up alongside theirs, prompting Myblees and her friends to shout in fear and confusion. But the pursuit didn't stop there. As they neared Myblees' house, they rushed inside, desperately hoping they had finally shaken off their stalker. But the nightmare was far from over. The masked driver had followed them all the way home, pulling up just moments after they entered the gate. From the window, Myblees and her friends watched in terror as the white car and its masked occupant lingered outside, trapping them in fear. The situation escalated when the pursuer advanced to the front door and began rattling the handle, attempting to break in. Though the immediate threat eventually passed when the person left, the haunting fear of that day stayed with Myblees and her friends. Who was this masked figure, and what drove their terrifying actions? The encounter remains a chilling reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can turn into a nightmare. On October 22, 2021, a spine-chilling video surfaced online. The footage shows a woman hiking along the Appalachian Trail in daylight when suddenly something disturbing occurred. Some unsettling sounds begin to echo through the woods. With every step she takes, the noises grow increasingly louder. As the video abruptly ends, it's unclear what exactly caused the sounds or what happened to the woman and her dog afterward. The fate of the pair remains shrouded in mystery, leaving unanswered questions that continue to haunt those who watched. Perhaps some mysteries are better left unexplored. A routine exploration quickly turned dark when a short video surfaced, showing a man and his dog entering a remote cave deep in the wilderness. As they moved deeper into the pitch-black tunnels, tension built until a shocking discovery brought everything to a terrifying stop.
What the f is that? Oh shit. Go. Come on, mister.
Deep in the shadows, he caught sight of someone motionless, barely visible in the dim light. The shape was unsettling, its silence more disturbing than any sound. A wave of dread rushed over him, and without hesitation, he spun around and fled. Just as the tension peaks, the footage ends, suddenly, without warning. No follow-up ever appeared on the channel, and the man was never heard from again. The silence that followed only deepened the mystery. Did he escape, or did something find him first? A couple traveling through Europe in their campervan had been documenting their journey, capturing the freedom of life on the road. One quiet evening in rural France, as they gathered firewood and prepared for a peaceful night, their adventure took an eerie turn, unaware that something unexpected was approaching with the darkness.
We're back on the road because we couldn't sleep where we were. Basically, there were a lot of people outside our van, and we didn't feel safe there, so we had to leave. We were asleep and we heard a lot of noise coming from outside. We think that there were people having a laugh, and a chat, but it turned out to be a nightmare for us. We're very tired right now. What the hell are those?
I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. It's no problem.
Sorry, but we're in a complete shock right now.
Later in the video, the couple is seen driving through the darkness, their faces tense and voices shaken. Sleep had become impossible after an unexpected crowd gathered around their van, making them feel cornered and unsafe. Forced to flee in the middle of the night, the fear in their eyes spoke louder than words. As they recounted the experience on camera, still visibly rattled, it was clear the encounter had left a lasting impact. What was meant to be a peaceful stop had turned into a disturbing reminder of how vulnerable life on the road can be. Though they got away unharmed, one chilling thought lingered: what if they hadn't woken up in time? The full story of that night remains a troubling mystery. A usually calm vlog took a chilling turn when two friends were awakened around 3 a.m. by loud, persistent knocking echoing through the stillness of the night. Rushing outside in fear, they expected answers, but what followed was even more horrifying than the sound that started it all.
Did the door just open?
Wait, what?
Alright, yo.
Wait, Steve.
My arm
Are you pranking me right now?
Come on, dog. Think I'm gonna prank you in here?
The door then creaked open on its own, hiding their fear of a potential intruder and sending a wave of panic through them. The air in the house grew heavy with an ominous presence. As their hearts raced, his camera briefly captured a tall, dark shadow lurking in the dimly lit room, further amplifying the terror of the moment.
Yo!
Wow, what was that? What was that?
I could have sworn I saw somebody, right?
I saw a black figure in the camera. Like no joke, like a dark shadow.
The sight of the figure confirmed their worst fears. Something was truly in the house with them. The appearance of the shadow was the breaking point, and without hesitation, both the two made the decision to flee. While the figure could have been a human intruder with sinister intentions, their quick escape ensured they were safe from whatever prowled within their home that night. To this day, the identity of the shadow and the source of the terrifying disturbances remain an unsettling mystery. A popular YouTuber known for weekly uploads shocked viewers with a chilling new video. What began as a casual outing quickly descended into chaos when a mysterious stranger appeared, turning their day into a terrifying ordeal filled with fear and confusion.
Like, look,
He's
literally
he's doing every turn that you're saying, bro. He's literally following us to every turn.
Christian Durante and his friends were out driving, enjoying what they thought would be just another carefree day, until everything turned into a waking nightmare. What happened to them felt nothing short of a terror attack. They noticed someone trailing their car, a presence that felt too deliberate to be a coincidence. At first, they dismissed it, refusing to believe something so sinister could be real. But after taking several unexpected turns and still seeing the same vehicle behind them, fear began to creep in. What disturbed them even more was that their cameras couldn't capture the stalker's face. He was completely concealed in a full-body suit, his identity hidden behind a mask that revealed nothing. The sense of being hunted, faceless and unknown, sent chills down their spines and left them with questions no one could answer.
What do you guys want to? What should we do?
Well, we should, at this point, we gotta confront it, dog. What else we gonna do? He's gonna keep following us. At some point, we're gonna have to step out of the car.
Things took a terrifying turn when Christian and his friends made the fateful decision to stop the car and confront the mysterious figure tailing them. What they hoped would bring clarity only escalated into chaos. As they stepped out and approached the man, he suddenly lashed out, shoving one of them and punching Christian in the face. The encounter spiraled out of control, becoming something far uglier and more violent than they ever anticipated. In a panic, they called their friend Hannon, who lived nearby, and rushed to his house seeking refuge. Though they finally made it to safety, they were left shaken, haunted by regret, gripped by fear, and plagued by a single chilling thought: what happens next? A truck camper, Larry, known for peaceful vlogs and scenic drives, set out alone on October 17, 2024, for another night in the Arizona wilderness. With his usual routine, setting up camp, building a fire, and cooking dinner, the day seemed ordinary. But as night fell, something terrifying and unexplained shattered the calm, marking an experience unlike anything he'd faced before. While enjoying his meal, Larry suddenly heard a loud, sharp noise coming from outside, like a branch falling with force. It wasn't just a one-time occurrence. The sound repeated several times, prompting Larry to step out of the truck and investigate. However, when he ventured outside, there was nothing to be seen. The following day, Larry returned home safely, but the truth of what had happened remains unclear. Who was really out there? Was someone watching Larry as he filmed his video? The mystery still lingers, and to this day, no one has ever been identified. Jody and Alicia used apps like Randonautica to seek out unusual and often unsettling locations, but recently their journeys have become fraught with something far more personal and threatening. When they were filming and not long into their drive, a white van appeared behind them. Its presence innocuous at first, but then it mirrored their every move.
He's turning. Yeah, he's fucking turning. He's right on our tail, bro.
You know what?
What?
Right.
Look, he's like right on our tail.
Make it right. Screw this.
Make it right? Okay.
Because he's like.
Yeah. He ain't gonna follow us, right? He's freaking following us.
They weren't just being chased, but as so threatened as the driver gave signals of keeping a watch on them. This encounter left them shaken, with the identity and motives of this new pursuer a disturbing mystery. However, later, while investigating a pinpoint in a cemetery, the familiar feeling of being watched returned. This time it seemed to be their regular stalker. The masked figure appeared, leaving another one of his creepy drawings. This one, a picture of Jody himself. Jody tried chasing him, but while the mask was obtained, the stalker's identity remained elusive, adding another layer of frustration and unease. The day was a relentless series of threats and unsettling discoveries. Each encounter left Jody and Alicia with more questions than answers. Who are these individuals? And what is their ultimate goal? One thing is certain, their adventures into the unknown have attracted a dangerous kind of attention, and the hunt seems to be far from over. On January 12, 2022, a brand new YouTube channel appeared without warning, posting a single unsettling video. It begins with a young girl walking her dog along a quiet forest trail, but the calm quickly unravels, giving way to something far from ordinary.
Come on, Bruce. What's up? Come on. Come on. Oi. Come on. Bruce. Come on.
Without warning, the girl appeared to sense that something was off. Her movements slowed and she glanced around, visibly uneasy. That's when she noticed it, a lone figure in the distance, still as stone, watching her in silence. It hadn't been there before. It didn't move. It simply stood there, as if it had always been part of the forest, hidden in plain sight. The intensity of its stare was chilling, almost inhuman. Panic set in. Gripping her dog's leash, she turned and bolted, her fear almost palpable, as she tried to get away. Just as she seemed ready to flee the area completely, the footage cut to black, no warning, no closure. To this day, the girl's identity remains unknown, and what became of her after that haunting moment is a mystery that's never been solved. A fun-filled family vlog took a dark turn on October 1st, 2024. After enjoying a sweet treat at their favorite ice cream spot, the family began their drive home, unaware that something terrifying awaited them. What they encountered on the road wasn't just strange, it was deeply unsettling, turning a joyful outing into a nightmare that would haunt them forever.
I ain't gonna lie, this car behind us was behind us on the way to get an ice cream.
What car?
Look,
Yo, look at that.
he's tailgate. I'm about to brake check him.
Wait. He's trying to get around.
I'm about to brake check.
Yo, look at this car. Who is that?
As the Lee family made their way home, they noticed something deeply unsettling. A mysterious car had been following them all day. What shocked them even more was the erratic and almost menacing way the driver handled the vehicle. Alarmed and unsure of what to do, they considered contacting the police. But the distance to the nearest station was too great, adding to the tension. In an attempt to de-escalate the situation, they tried to let the car pass, but doing so only brought the stranger closer. The growing fear and uncertainty overwhelmed the family, eventually leading to a panic attack that forced them to end the video abruptly. Though they made it home safely, they were left shaken and full of questions. Who was in the car? Why were they being followed? How long has it been going on? And perhaps most unsettling of all, what would happen next? A regular exploration turned terrifying when a vlogger Jasko and his friend ventured into a strange, sprawling property that combined a church, a brewery, and a house, each hiding a chilling secret. Upon entering the home, they immediately sensed an unsettling atmosphere. Their initial exploration quickly escalated as strange occurrences began, pushing their limits and revealing just how terrifying their investigations could truly be.
What the hell? Jazz?
Angelo? What's wrong?
What the hell did I just say?
Pains in my chest.
Yeah.
Bro, remember what Austin told us?
Yeah.
Austin gave us a tour basically of like the entire location, but he was also telling us stories of this area. This is like the home area basically, right? But this area is haunted as well. There is a little girl that tends to run upstairs.
Yeah.
That literally sounded like running.
Yeah. Like the whole ceiling just kind of shook.
Wait, Angelo.
Yeah.
Why is the attic door open? No.
Wait, what?
The attic door's locked.
They discovered the attic door, previously confirmed to be locked, is now inexplicably open. They even hear the tapping sound from the attic. Later the same night, when Jasko was finally convinced to spend the night in the cemetery, while trying to sleep, he heard a noise.
What the was that? Angelo? Angelo, is it? Angelo! What the is that? Oh! What the Yo! You didn't hear that? Like something was just like running in here.
Later, both Jasko and Angelo are awakened by sounds of running and a bang. They discover the lights on downstairs, and most disturbingly, the attic door is wide open again, despite them having closed it. The sheer volume and consistency of the paranormal activity throughout this investigation are profoundly unsettling. However, instances when the door was left open or lights switched on, it could be a person and not something paranormal. This case highlights that the darkness in abandoned places can hold more than just decay. It can hold conscious entities fully aware and reactive to those who dare to enter. A desperate warning, a tense confrontation. Some of the most chilling encounters are marked by unspoken threats and the looming sense of tragedy. This gripping moment was captured by Fox 13 News Utah, as the footage cuts to an urgent, unidentified voice, making a solemn promise to earn trust before delivering a critical, life-altering message.
I guarantee you, dude, I promise you. Look, I don't make promises I can't keep. I don't make promises I can't keep. Look, dude, it's not worth it.
The gravity of the situation becomes palpable as the speaker pivots into a direct and desperate warning. They repeatedly insist that an unseen, impending action is simply not worth it. The speaker's insistent tone signals a danger they clearly understand, intensifying the tension of the unseen threat. The speaker's urgent pleas conclude, leaving a heavy silence in their wake. The recording itself continues for a few more seconds, capturing an ambiguous sound before it cuts out, leaving the viewer in deep suspense about what transpired. The warning's context, the people involved, and the outcome remain unknown. What danger sparked such urgency? Did the warning come in time? This brief moment hints at a larger haunting story where words may be the only shield against disaster. Lamont, dedicated to exploring abandoned and overlooked places, was on a routine visit to a cemetery when something far more unsettling than expected occurred. As they walked through the grounds, an unusual and disturbing sight suddenly caught their attention.
I was walking and I seen this. This is what happens when you have something go wrong at the cemetery in the mausoleum, huh?
The video reveals the source of his alarm, a dark viscous liquid, which Lamont described as appearing to be a mixture of blood and embalming fluid, seeping and dripping down the exterior wall of a mausoleum. Lamont immediately voiced his unease, noting that such a scene was not cool. He remarked on the grim reality of what happens when things go seriously wrong within a mausoleum setting. What exactly failed, whether it was the casket or the mausoleum structure, remains uncertain, a grim puzzle hinted at by the disturbing evidence Lamont uncovered. The full story behind the leakage stays buried within the cemetery's walls. Some horrors aren't supernatural. They stem from the grim realities of life, death, and the failures in handling them. Lamont's discovery wasn't about a ghost or spirit, but a disturbing breakdown in a system meant to offer dignity. A harrowing piece of footage offers a raw, unfiltered glimpse into a moment of pure panic. The video thrusts viewers into a chaotic, fear-filled situation, where the individual, already on edge, speaks with a trembling voice to someone they refer to as Uncle Jay, likely a taxi driver, now trapped in a perilous scenario.
Uncle Jay! Uncle Jay! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! My car is everything broke, my friend. My friend, everything broke.
It rapidly becomes clear that they are not just imagining things. A relentless pursuit is underway, and more alarmingly is that they are injured. Amidst the panic, as the unseen assailants continue their chase, the sense of urgency heightens. The individual desperately navigates, their voice strained with fear, shouting directions to Uncle Jay in an attempt to evade their pursuers.
Uncle, I'm bleeding, Uncle. They're still coming, my friend, here. Uncle, go. Brother, which way do you want to go, brother? Tell me. Uncle, go police station. I don't know which way to police station.
The confirmation they still coming is a stark reminder that the threat is far from over, even as they suffer from an injury. In a moment of decisive action fueled by fear, the destination becomes clear. The police station, their only hope for safety. The chilling sight of the pursuing vehicle still behind them is verbalized, reinforcing the constant, immediate threat they face. The recording abruptly ends, leaving a void filled with unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread. Did they manage to reach the police station? Who were these relentless pursuers, and what were their motives? The thrill of reaching the Appalachian Mountains, a triumphant moment etched in the content creator's journey, took a devastating turn when an eerie, unexplainable voice shattered the serenity. What began as a celebration of achievement suddenly twisted into a moment of raw fear.
Made it to the Appalachian Mountains. So far, no skin.
An unnatural sound echoing from the wilderness, a voice that didn't belong, creeping in from nowhere. The excitement drained from his face as the unsettling presence hung thick in the air. Before he could react, the video abruptly cut off, leaving his viewers frozen in uncertainty, desperately piecing together what might have happened in those lost moments. Who or what was lurking in the shadows? Did he ever uncover the truth, or did he abandon his search, forever haunted by the mystery that left his audience without answers? The unknown lingers, wrapping the story in an unsettling silence that may never be broken. Dara Ta, aiming to become Ireland's biggest YouTuber, finally reached Snake Island in Borneo on April 25th, 2025, after 5 years of planning. What started as a controlled survival challenge quickly turned unnerving as Dara, alongside his survival guide, encountered unexpected and terrifying situations, pushing his limits and leaving him questioning the island's true nature.
You guys hear that?
Okay.
I'm serious, that's the adult male orangutan.
Should we take a look outside?
Oh my god!
While resting after a full day of exploration, Dara and his team settled into a camp built by the relatives of his guide, Diaz. However, their sense of safety was quickly disrupted when they began hearing strange and unsettling noises echoing through the jungle. The sound sparked both fascination and fear, casting doubt on whether staying at the camp was a good idea. Curious and concerned, they decided to investigate, and what they discovered was beyond anything they could have imagined. As shown in the video, their camp was suddenly under attack by a group of wild monkeys. The animals were aggressively throwing objects, creating chaos and leaving the team stunned. With no way to stop the onslaught, Dara and his group were forced to abandon the camp and seek refuge elsewhere for the night. The terrifying encounter left them shaken and confused, with one question still unanswered: why had the monkeys behaved so aggressively? Was it a territorial response, or was something else at play deep within the mysterious Snake Island? An explorer ventured into a cemetery at night, drawn by unsettling tales. As distant sobs echoed through the air, a terrifying presence in the shadows revealed itself, far worse than the cries.
Soy seguridad. ¿Quién es? ¿Quién es? Señor. Absolutely not.
At the far end of a narrow path, a man emerged from the shadows, his silhouette barely distinguishable from the darkness around him. He didn't look like someone who had simply lost their way. His slow, deliberate movements sent a wave of unease through Frank, who suddenly found himself trapped with no clear escape route. Just as he thought the danger had passed, Frank saw the man again, drifting silently among the gravestones. Trusting his instincts, Frank kept his distance while recording the figure, intending to alert cemetery security. He watched as the man made his way to the gate, and disturbingly seemed to lock it. After documenting as much as he could, Frank quickly sought out help. To this day, the identity and intentions of the man remain a mystery, but fortunately, Frank got out safely. A video was uploaded in which the man along with his wife and their kids went camping at Rampart Range Road, but what unfolded in the mountains became the most dangerous experience of his life. After a long drive, they found a beautiful spot, set up a cozy camp with heaters and showers, unaware that darkness would soon turn everything sinister.
Come on! Give mom the phone.
No, here, give us that. I should give them to her.
Yeah. No.
They're 2 miles away. I know.
On the second night, at 4 a.m., a four-wheeler ripped past the tent, shaking the family awake. Suddenly, a drunken male voice screamed from the dark, threats, curses, and fury echoing through the trees. When immediately two strangers, drunk, erratic, wandered straight through the campsite, the woman demanded jumper cables. These strangers were here to fight, fists raised and mentally preparing for violence. Eventually they vanished into the woods, leaving only a dead four-wheeler near the tent and panic behind. As birds began to sing, the family quickly tore down camp and fled, never looking back. Who really were those strangers and why they had such evil intentions towards this family would always remain a mystery. Sam, a creator known for exploring paranormal locations, ventured solo while testing a new camera. He revealed his destination, a place his viewers had requested, the grave.
Like ants in the woods. But you guys did say you guys wanted to be back at the grave, so that's what we're doing. We're heading back to the grave.
His walk along the train tracks is interrupted when he notices something unfamiliar that wasn't there before, adding to a growing sense of unease. Sam expresses a feeling of being followed, despite confirming he is alone. Upon finally reaching the grave, he seemed shocked to find a doll, which he had previously placed on an angel statue, knocked over. This discovery prompts him to immediately use the necrophobic spirit box as unsettling responses emerge from the spirit box, including names like Tom and Katie. Sam grows uneasy, the eerie atmosphere deepens, pushing him to make the decision to leave. The journey back is punctuated by a loud, startling noise that Sam believes could be a bear, causing him to quicken his pace, then startlingly hears a voice say "hey" shortly after mentioning the father. He concludes the vlog as he arrives back, reflecting on the scary events of the day and titling the video "Exploration Gone Wrong." Sam's solo exploration took a chilling turn, not just from eerie sounds or feelings, but from direct, intelligent responses through the spirit box and the unexplained movement of a doll. His experience at the grave site reveals the unpredictable and sometimes interactive nature of paranormal investigations, reminding us that some places still have stories to tell whether we're ready to hear them or not. Alone in the dense, suffocating silence of the woods, the YouTuber was documenting what was meant to be a peaceful escape into nature, until a bone-chilling scream tore through the night, echoing from deep within the darkness. The cry was unmistakably desperate, a woman's voice pleading for help, sending icy dread down his spine. Summoning his courage, he abandoned the fragile safety of his shelter and stepped out into the unknown. Then gunshots. Sharp, merciless cracks shattered the quiet, each explosion vibrating through the cold forest air, drowning out the lingering scream. Terror clawed at his sanity, but just as he wrestled with the decision to flee, a new horror emerged, a relentless, deliberate knocking against his truck, as though someone was testing his resolve. His breath hitched, the pounding grew louder. Then, without warning, the video cut to black, replaced by a deafening, agonized shriek, one final note of terror that left viewers haunted with the unanswered question, who was out there in the woods that night, and more importantly, what happened to the one holding the camera. On July 27, 2022, Grizzly Gaz, accompanied by his loyal French bulldog, Fendi, an outdoor adventurer known for exploring local history, folklore, and wild camping, encountered something completely unexpected during one of his trips.
What the f*** is that?
He had settled inside his tent by the firewood after a meal, when sudden, unsettling noises erupted from the nearby woods. The sounds were unlike anything he had encountered before, prompting him to step outside cautiously. To his shock, he spotted something horrifying, an arrow-like object or something similar. Determined to unravel the mystery, he scanned his surroundings but found no signs of movement or explanation for the bizarre occurrence. Uneasy yet unable to find answers, he returned to his tent, only to hear the strange noises continue throughout the night, including the sound of what seemed like an animal roaming nearby. When morning arrived, Gaz resumed his routine, but lingering questions haunted him. What was that strange arrow-like object? Where had it come from? And who or what had produced the haunting noises in the dead of night? On May 3, 2025, a chilling video was released capturing a terrifying moment no one saw coming. Marcus, a seasoned hunter obsessed with Africa's untamed wilderness, had traveled to Cameroon to hunt the powerful savanna buffalo. With perfect weather and ideal conditions, everything seemed to point to a successful hunt, but the wild had other plans. What was meant to be a routine expedition quickly turned into a nightmare when the buffalo they were tracking turned on them with terrifying speed, emerging from the dense brush. Following the moment they believed the buffalo had been fatally shot, Marcus and his crew were hit with a terrifying surprise. Out of nowhere, in a matter of seconds, the hunter became the hunted, and what started as a day of adventure turned into a life-or-death encounter. The aggravated animal launched a brutal counterattack. Stunned and unprepared, the hunting team was thrown into chaos as the buffalo charged with shocking speed and force. In a panic, they opened fire in an attempt to stop it, but the beast moved with such fury that one crew member was unable to escape in time, and was severely injured in the assault. What made the situation even more horrifying was the realization that it was the same buffalo they had already believed to be dying. The encounter left the team shaken and questioning everything. Was this just an instinctive reaction from a wounded animal, or was it something more chilling, a final act of revenge from a creature refusing to go down quietly? On November 2, 2014, a chilling video was posted by a documentary-style YouTube channel based in Ukraine. The footage shows a cyclist riding through a forested road with a GoPro mounted on his helmet. Inadvertently, he captures something so unsettling that it nearly cost him his life. The ride took a terrifying turn shortly after the cyclist set off. When out of nowhere, he was thrown into shock as a bear suddenly charged at him from the side. But he continued pedaling as fast as he could, even though the bear continued to chase him every time he glanced back. The situation became even more dire when his path was abruptly blocked, forcing him to abandon his bike and flee into the woods on foot. It was a close call. He managed to hide behind some trees, barely daring to breathe. Though he escaped unharmed, the incident left him shaken and full of questions. Most hauntingly, how did the bear appear so suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere? A global adventurer and filmmaker, known for exploring creepy and fascinating locations, takes his audience deep into a place that radiates fear, trauma, and unease. In one of his most disturbing uploads, he captures unsettling moments that leave viewers on edge. He encounters something so inexplicable that few would have believed it if it hadn't been caught on camera. As Franco ventured deeper into the abandoned location, he encountered something that shook him to his core: a man lying inside a coffin, apparently dead. What made the scene even more terrifying was the fact that the body looked disturbingly fresh, as if it hadn't been there long. The video doesn't reveal what Franco did next, or whether the figure in the coffin was truly human, but the mere sight of such a thing in a desolate, decaying place sent a wave of fear through anyone watching. It was the kind of horror that blurs the line between reality and nightmare, leaving everyone deeply unsettled. YouTuber Luke, known for sharing various aspects of his life, faced a dark and terrifying turn during what seemed like an ordinary day at home. A foul, rotting stench led him to a grotesque discovery in his attic, one that turned his entire home into a potential crime scene. This chilling event occurred weeks after he had evicted a squatter from his house.
A few weeks ago, I had a squatter living in my house whilst I was away, and I did manage to get him out of the loft and get him out of my house. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set up the ladder. I'm going to turn the light on in the loft, and I'm going to go up into the loft.
The disturbing odor of decay began creeping from above, a smell Luke immediately and dreadfully recognized. With his family away and his nerves fraying, he picked up his camera and ascended into the darkness alone. Pushed by dread, Luke moved deeper into the attic until he came face to face with an unspeakable horror. His reaction, gagging, staggering, and visibly shaken, was caught on camera. As the full weight of what he discovered hit him, there was a dead body in his own loft.
There's a f***ing dead body.
Terrified and convinced he could be somehow blamed, he scrambled to call the police, his voice cracking as he recounted the nightmare unfolding around him. When a detective from Essex Constabulary CID arrived, Luke detailed the timeline, even pointing to his YouTube videos as evidence. The verdict: his house was now an active crime scene, and filming had to stop immediately.
Where's the loft?
The loft there. Up there, yeah.
Okay, alright sir, I think you'll need to turn the camera off now then, so we can have a look at the area and then get our appropriate people over, the forensic team, to have a look.
What started with a smell ended in a chilling mystery, and the attic, once just another forgotten corner, had become the heart of a dark, unfolding story that may never fully be told. The forest, silent yet heavy with an unsettling presence, became the backdrop for what should have been a routine drone flight.
Whoa, what is that? Okay, my video's getting a little bit weird. I'm gonna turn back for a second here. Can't really see too much.
The YouTuber, alone in the vast wilderness, guided his drone along a seemingly peaceful, empty road, until something flickered just beyond the lens. A fleeting shape, an unexplainable movement that his camera failed to capture, but his instincts did not ignore. A chill tightened in his chest as he turned the drone back, hoping to confirm what he thought he saw, but the eerie emptiness remained.
What the heck? Guys, what the heck? Okay,
Just as doubt began to creep in, the horror became undeniable. A figure emerging from the shadows, rushing toward his drone in a sudden aggressive charge. Shock pulsed through him. Was this person trying to reach for the drone? Attack it? The raw fear of the unknown gripped him. Without hesitation, he shut off the drone, hastily gathered his belongings, and fled, the weight of an unanswered terror pressing down on him. What had he stumbled upon in the depths of that forest, and more importantly, had it seen him too? With this final video comes the end of another episode. Let me know if you want to see more of these, and with that, I'm out.